Here. Here's the race, Faust versus Keeney. How's this going to play out, Toby?
Well, it's Tanner Faust, you know, we got a bye really with poor old Pat Morrow's Subaru unable to do the first round, but Tanner, the reigning champion, stunt driver, TV host, pro driver, leading the Rallycross Championship over here stateside and in Europe. How does he have time to sleep?
Well, yeah, you wonder, right? He's a busy guy, but Jimmy Keeney on the other side, you know, he earned his invitation the same way Joseph Burke did, by being one of the fastest guys in the lightly modified limited class. So Jimmy's probably not as used to the horsepower that he's experiencing here as Tanner is to his. So, you know, it's a tough one for Jimmy. We got to expect Tanner to come out of this with a win.
We got less than 5 seconds to go before the start of the first of our quarterfinals. Unsilenced. Oh, the Subaru! What a fantastic start, but he struggles to hook it into second gear, and he hit a false neutral or something or other, and Faust thought that he was in real trouble, but he's got out of jail.
I think that false neutral is called horsepower there. Jimmy probably surprised himself as much as he surprised us by being out front. Tanner put the power down and got around him, and I think he's got to check out here. But again, punctures can happen, anything can happen, a barrier can get clouded, and we've seen that happen in practice. Tanner's already got one barrier.
Nearly 3/4 of a second is now 1.3 seconds the advantage of Tanner Faust. He's going to go straight, and so is the Subaru, so they've both got to take the Joker lap next lap.
Big mistake by Jimmy Keeney right there. Again, I know it's tough for him to make up the difference and catch Tanner, but his only shot was to take the Joker, try to throw Tanner off his game a little bit and hope that something happened.
It's the old story, whatever you do, I'll just do the opposite.
Exactly right, because what's he going to do now? He's not going to pass Tanner on track. It's just not going to happen.
Well, Tanner Faust, he was on the Letterman show earlier this week. He was doing some inch-perfect parking in between a couple of New York taxis, and inch-perfect driving that he's doing here now aboard this stunningly liveried, brand new livery with this Fiesta. It really does look like it's doing 150 miles an hour and it's standing still.
Yeah, it's a factory car, factory paint job. You expect it to look great. Those Rockstar sponsors are jumping off the paint job. And Tanner's driving it as you'd expect of a factory driver. I mean, right out front. I can't understand Jimmy's decision to not take the jump. You know, was he thinking he's going to close the gap? I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'd like to ride a unicorn over a rainbow, but that's about as likely to happen as him actually catching Tanner on course. So you really should have tried to play a different strategy in my playbook, but I'm not out there. I'm in here.
The car is being run by Andreas Eriksson. He's a Swede, the car is built in Sweden, and it's been run here in the USA, and he crosses the line to win the quarterfinal. Tanner Faust going through to
and all that implies, and so the paint scheme is perfect for Liam. Again, he's not here to make friends, and you know, even if he was friends with Joseph Burke, which he really isn't, they're two young guys, but they don't know each other that well. In turn one in racing, you know this well, you have no friends. There are no friends in turn one.
You've got to get your elbows out. There might be the odd wing mirror, I think, that's going to be collected by the odd corner worker by the time we finish our gold match. But that's a way away, our second quarterfinal. Joseph Burke on the right-hand side, so he's got the inside line, you could say. Doran has chosen to go on the left-hand side with his black Monster Citroen. Now, he's third in the European Championship at the moment, and that is an ultra-competitive class. It really is. There's not an inch between them in Europe. And Doran with the Citroen C4, it's been developed at the World Rally Championship, and it's been victorious with Frenchman Sébastien Loeb. He's winning nearly everything at the moment. Doran leads into the first corner, but look at the closing speed of the Mitsubishi. He's not going to give up.
Joseph Burke had a great launch there considering what he's up against. Let's not forget he's got great power out of that car. And I'll tell you, his first win in an open all-wheel drive rally car came on his birthday when he was 18 years old. Gave himself a great birthday present. Happy birthday to me. And it seems like it might be his birthday again today here if he can run down Liam and make a pass.
Now this is the view on the left-hand side as you come from the asphalt onto the dirt. There's been a bit of water put down to try and keep the dust down, and Doran is going to go for the jump. Surely he's not going to be able to hold himself back. He won't be able to help himself, Emil.
Yeah, you're exactly right, of course. I mean, Mr. Excitement, right? And now Burke, of course, takes the gap. Burke is out front. This is where he's got to put his head down, make hay. Get out in front of him. Try to put the pressure on Liam. We know he can crack under pressure, so let's hope that he can do something here.
Now the Mitsubishi is really making hay. It's a light cluster, I think, that's hanging off the back of that car. Doesn't matter, it's been held up by the wiring. He clips the wall. He's certainly got the confidence. He is driving the best we've ever seen him. This is fantastic stuff.
really rising to the moment. It's good to see that from such a young guy. Burke, 20 years old. He's a student at Auburn University, which, by the way, not far from LSU, which is where Van Wey is from, but pretty exciting stuff right here.
I think he's going to be a PhD in sideways. Oh. And Doran is not over yet. Oh, Doran has got the advantage as they come onto the home straight with half a lap to go. The Citroen leads as it comes onto the dirt. There was a massive kick up there when they were doing free practice. It seems to have levelled itself out, and the driver's keeping it under control. Doran going to be going through to the semi-final when he sees the checkered flag in just 1 corner time, and he is in the semi-final against Tanner Faust. Wow,
and you can imagine
what a run that's going to be.
You can imagine Liam in the car being activated, and that's keeping the turbo spooled up to make the most power when the cars launch out of the hole. So the cars are on purpose, they're misfiring. It is a misfire.
Next of our quarterfinals, it's the third of our quarterfinals. On the left, 2-time World Rally Champion from Finland, and surely the tallest driver that's ever been squeezed into a rally car, Marcus Gronholm. On the right-hand side, Stefan Verdier with his Subaru, getting ready to race. Marcus Gronholm with the Ford Fiesta creeping. Listen to the noise go! Oh, look at the Subaru. It's not giving up. The Ford Fiesta's got some work to do. Are they going to touch it in the first corner? No. Marcus Gronholm, he had the inside line. He had the right-hand side when he left the grid, and he's got the advantage at the moment. Verdier, I thought he had him there.
Oh, I really did too. And listen, Steph is a good friend of mine. I tell you, one of his life highlights, he told me, he passed Marcus Gronholm on the outside of Irwindale around a turn, and so you know Stefan really wanted to take it to him. And this isn't over by a long shot, by the way. This one really isn't. I know I keep saying that. Steph is going to have something for Marcus here.
Marcus goes left. He's going to take the jump with the Best Buy Ford. The baby blue. It's almost like the blue of the Finnish flag. Oh, the Subaru's got ahead. Normally we see them level there, do we, Emil?
Yeah.
So the Subaru's got a good run through that other part.
And now here's where Stefan puts his head down, puts in some clean laps, tries to recover that gap that he lost to Marcus. And let's hope he can do it. This is going to be a good merge.
This is going to be a tight one, and Gronholm knows it as well. He's really hanging it out as he goes around the bus stop section. Over the line they go. Next time they're going to see the checkered flag. Gronholm, 43 years old. He's been Mr. Rallying in Finland. Mind you, there's so many flying Finns, but if you want to win, you need to get a Finn. But he's under big pressure here from Verdier.
Yeah, kids, and if you don't know too much about Finland, as Stefan takes the jump, Finland is where they breed world-class rally drivers, okay? So now you know a little something about Finland. Here we come to the merge.
Oh,
Gronholm's
got ahead. Gronholm's got ahead. As he comes into the first corner, he's got just about 3 or 4 corners to go as Marcus Gronholm, and he knows that he's got ahead. He's probably had a quick glimpse in his mirror.
So good effort by Stefan. I mean, as expected, the factory guy, the fastest guy out here, goes ahead and wins the race. But listen, that car, just to put things in perspective, we have a factory Ford going up against a car that Stefan built in his driveway, his girlfriend's driveway, to be fair, and that car has been a street car.
This is going to be terrible for Subaru USA because they know they're going to lose somebody.
Yeah, this is a win-win or a lose-lose, depending on how you look at it, right? Glass half full, half empty. We've got the Daves against one another. We've got the factory Subaru guys against one another. It's going to be tough for us here in the booth to tell the two cars apart. Head-on, they look pretty similar, but very, very different driving experience here. Of course, Higgins set the car up for Mira during the season and in the Rally Championship as well. So, you know, this is a bit of the mentor and the mentee, I guess, the students.
David's got his brother Mark. Mark's a former multiple British champion. They've got a rally school at home. They must rally from one end of the house to the other. It is totally and utterly in their blood, as it is here at X Games. And Higgins has got the drop immediately. And Dave Mira's got a lot of work to do. Subaru, surprise, surprise, leads Subaru.
Listen, we can't discount Mir, though. He's got a lot to prove. Let's not forget he is Mr. X Games. He loves his fans. He so much appreciates their support. He's going to give it all he's got. But, again, it's stacked against him. The experience of Higgins alone is overwhelming. It's got to be.
Now, the last time we saw David Higgins in one of the rounds, he was against Bruce Miller, and he finished the last few corners with a flat on the rear right of his Subaru. And as they both don't take the jump, you never do know. You've got to actually look after the car. You cannot completely thrash it.
And the big question mark is what's on the surface, and can another puncture happen, of course. Now, earlier I mentioned the strategy when the driver chose to follow maybe was the wrong move here, because Mir is close enough. He might be trying to rattle Higgins, so maybe it'll work. Again, he saw the puncture. Maybe he's praying for a puncture. He's closing up that gap.
He
so
is. He's listening to you on his in-car camera.
Superb
As he comes out of the corner. They've got another lap to go. Smoke pouring off the rear right of Dave Mirra's tyre. But Higgins has got the advantage. He's
look at the pressure. Look at the pressure. Look at this.
I thought that Mirra was going to have a go. There's going to be contact. There's going to be contact here. And Higgins just about gets away with it. This is superb racing as they jump over the jump. There they go.
And Mirra's out.
And Mirra hasn't made the jump. Oh my goodness me.
I think he didn't have the speed. He got the memo from the team. That's your teammate. Slow it down a bit, it seems. And he probably didn't have the speed to make the jump.
David Higgins has just got a couple more corners to go. He's looked in his mirror. He can see that Dave Mirra is no longer behind him. And the finale that we're all looking at, I have to take my hat off to Dave Mirra. What a boy to have a go at the place on this entire 0.6 mile racetrack, Emil, where you really can't pass.
A no-quit attitude from Mirra. Those fans of Mirra's know from his BMX exploits, this guy is all heart. Sometimes that works against him in a rally car, let's be fair, but this time it worked for him.
Now these are live pictures. Dave Mirra has gone back. He's taken a run up to the jump, and this is super spectacular driving. Wow, I am so impressed. I've been working in motorsport since I was 16. That was over 20 years ago, and this is fantastic. But what a shame that he's not going through. Can you imagine Mirra? Can't we squeeze him in the final or something?
Listen, we've not heard the last of Dave Mirra. He's definitely going to be back tomorrow for Rallycross, where we're going to see even more action, if you can believe that. But really, that was the right call. You could see he was in a position to spin Higgins around. That's where I said the team probably said, might not want to